Good evening, everyone. As was mentioned, I am a Hoya lawyer. It's very special to me. I met my husband at the Law Center on the first day of law school. Our daughter graduated from Georgetown 4 years ago, Georgetown Law School 4 years ago. So she had the honor of having Bill Treanor as her dean. I have the pleasure of having him as a friend and having served with him. As most of you know, Bill is stepping down as Dean of the Law Center after 15 years, and you may not know that the average tenure of a law school dean is about 3 to 5 years. He has beaten all the records. Years ago, when Bill worked at the Department of Education, Henry Louis Gates encouraged Bill to consider a career in academia, saying, when you're an academic, you shape a generation, and there's nothing more powerful or meaningful than that. And there's no denying that Bill has devoted himself to shaping a generation of lawyers committed to justice. Bill has been particularly passionate about launching new lawyers who dedicate themselves to serving those who face injustice through law school clinics, summer internships, having created more than 500 postgraduate fellowships, advocating for public service loan forgiveness, and serving on the Equal Justice Works Board of Directors, where I had the pleasure of serving with him. And all of this, he has focused his time on the next generation of public interest leaders. Tonight, we are here to celebrate one of Bill's proudest achievements. 10 years ago, Peter Edelman approached Bill with an idea of creating an affordable law firm that would serve clients in the forgotten middle, individuals who were not eligible for free legal services but who had serious legal problems and could not afford the high cost of legal representation in the private marketplace. The firm would be staffed by recent law graduates and supervised by top-notch practitioners. And Bill loved the idea, jumped in with both feet, as you might imagine. And in partnership with Aaron Fox Schiff, DLA Piper, UDC Law School, the DC Affordable Law Firm was born. So here we are today celebrating its 10th anniversary and celebrating Bill, without whom this would not have happened. Before I bring Bill on, I do want to acknowledge another recent, deeply inspiring example of Bill's courage, his integrity, and his leadership. As many of you know, the interim U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia sent a threatening letter to Bill about Georgetown Law School's DEI curriculum. And Bill sent a reply that in part said, as a Catholic and Jesuit institution, Georgetown University was founded on the principle that serious and sustained discourse among people of different faiths, cultures, and beliefs promotes intellectual, ethical, and spiritual understanding. For us at Georgetown, this principle is a moral and educational imperative. There's much more in this letter. I commend it to you, but suffice it to say that Bill stands up boldly for what he believes in. He's always guided by justice and a commitment to the broader good. His letter earned praise from many alumni. In fact, I understand he only got letters of praise from alumni and many, many responses. Alumni, faculty. Applauding your leadership and your voice. On behalf of all of us here, it is my deep honor to present you with this award as a DC Affordable Law Firm's 2025 Champion of Accessible Justice.
I'm just so touched and moved by those beautiful comments. And I want to thank everybody for being here. When we started this 10 years ago, I never thought that it would be possible that it would flourish as it is now. And just to see so many of you here tonight celebrating it really means the world to me. So, just at the bottom of my heart, thank you. As Juliette said, the idea started with Peter Ellman 10 years ago, and I'd like a big round of applause for that. And the DC Affordable Law Firm has two core ideas. One is representing people who so powerfully need someone to champion them for justice, who are facing deportation or losing their home, or don't have anything to take care of their estate when they die. So it's about representing people who so powerfully need advocates for justice. And it's about educating and training the next generation of lawyers, people who will be crusaders for justice. So that's the core idea that started 10 years ago. And it resonated with me very powerfully. I was thinking back about why it spoke to me so much, and I was thinking about right after I graduated from law school, I did volunteer work for Brooklyn Legal Services, and I would go to court and go to housing court, and just hearing the stories, talking to people, and seeing how many people were being thrown out of their homes, very simply because they didn't have lawyers. And that made a powerful impression on me that we needed to provide legal support for people who didn't have lawyers to champion. And also I knew that as a young lawyer, I thought, I'm not really that knowledgeable. So I'm better than being on your own without a lawyer. But it really hit me that to have the kind of training to be a great lawyer was something that law schools didn't do, and that was critically important. So DeKalb was about representing people in the forgotten middle, and it was also about training the next generation of lawyers in kind of the most profound way. So, it started with Peter, Sheldon Krantz, and Mark Fleischegger really made it possible at a time in which I thought it wouldn't happen. Gabby has taken us to new levels. Rachel Camp provided the LLM course so that our students, our graduates, will be the formidable lawyers that they become. And it is transformational. We now educate, 75%, as you've seen, of our fellows go on and become public interest lawyers. So, it's very moving for me to contemplate what we've done over the past 10 years. And as I reflect back on my past 15 years, there's really nothing that I'm prouder of than helping to start DeKalb. Now, and to go back to my letter, which Juliette quoted. First of all, I do want to give a shout out to my wife, Allison. So, when you don't write a letter like that lightly, because this is a time of great challenge and risk when you step forward. And I talked to Allison and I said, I think this is something we should do, but it's not without risk. And she said, this is important, let's go forward. She also said, I do have one suggestion for a change in the letter. And I said, what's that? And she said, when you call him U.S. Attorney, call him interim U.S. Attorney. And do it repeatedly. So, I have to say, I'm very heartened by the response that the letter has gotten. As Juliette said, I've received hundreds and hundreds of emails and calls and letters, and And they have uniformly been positive, from the most conservative people to the most progressive people. And at a challenging time, that is more meaningful than I can say. One thing that bothers me a little is that everybody says, you know what we really liked about the letter? It's not the constitutional argument. It's the way you repeatedly call it dinner. So, it's a challenging time. It's a time for fight. It's a time when we have to be optimistic because we confront threats that we've never seen before. And at its core, that's what DECAL is about. It's providing people with crusaders for justice, and it's about training and educating the next generation, because as I look back on my career, I reflect, I'm towards the end of my career, and I'm so proud that we have educated and trained people who, in the years ahead, will be fighting for justice. That's what we all want, it's what we all need, and I'm so proud